Hey everyone, it's now time for another episode of Let's Warp Off, and if you don't like it, you can go warp yourself. My name is Kevin, and today we'll be talking about the Star Trek Discovery short called Calypso, and it's pretty amazing. I really love this episode a lot. I think it was definitely better than Runaways, the last one we received, that's for sure. This is a pretty intriguing episode because it takes place sort of in the 33rd century, which, as far as I know, is the farthest we've seen in the Star Trek canon. It's the farthest in the timeline we've seen canonically. And it's about a man named Kraft, and he's sort of flying through space in an escape pod, and he's suddenly caught in a tractor beam. He's caught in a tractor beam from the Discovery. And Discovery 2 has apparently been adrift sort of all this time, kind of out there on its own. It's in really good condition, which is great. And again, the ship is entirely empty, save for the resident artificial intelligence named Zora. And over the episode's 17 minutes, we see the two develop a very semi-romantic relationship. It's charmingly centered around the 1957 film Funny Face, before Kraft decides he must head back to his home world and his family. And so this episode packed a lot in a short period of time. It was really quite a fantastic accomplishment. We get a tiny sort of glance in the distant future as we realize that the Federation still exists and apparently still values old black and white cartoons like Betty Boop, apparently, and is also in conflict, or sort of in a war, with Kraft's home planet. And so during this conflict, he was able to steal Federation's sort of escape pod. And unlike the previous sort of short Trek episode, which featured Tilly, I felt like this episode doesn't feel like it's shortchanging any character development in service of its runtime. Zora the AI is very instantly charming and emotive, thanks to the wonderful vocal performance by Annabelle Wallis. And also, the actor who played Kraft did a great job as well, Aldous Hodge. He did a great job portraying a man who's longing for home, and he's weary kind of war, and he falls for this sweet-talking and lonely artificial intelligence. It was really a fascinating kind of setup for a very kind of classic love story, and it really kept me thinking long after the episode finished. So again, I think it really did its job. Really kudos to the director as well, Olatunde Osunsume. And he had some excellent cinematography in this episode. He utilizes the best of sort of the standalone format really well, and it's so efficient and economical that we don't even really care that every scene takes place in something we've seen before on the ship. There's some great notable shots that are the starry start to Kraft's sort of dancing, and the holographic dance itself was pretty great. It's a great way to modernize sort of an older film like Funny Face while maintaining Discovery's futuristic aesthetic. So I really like that scene a lot, where they're both dancing in a holographic kind of way. That was really cool. Also to the writer as well, Michael Chabon, or Chabon, I've heard it pronounced both different ways. He did an excellent job, and I'm really glad and looking forward to hearing that he will be writing for the Picard series as well. That really makes me happy. And I haven't really read much of his stuff before, but now I'm really intrigued and kind of want to now, because he did an amazing job with this episode. So, again, really props to him. He's a really well-known novelist, so I'm really glad Discovery was able to get someone that notable of talent for the show. So, it makes me optimistic for the future of Trek even more. So really on the whole, Calypso was a great case study of how to utilize sort of a limited runtime and still tell an emotionally powerful story. And that's doubly hard too if one of the main characters, the two characters in the whole thing, is a computer. So again, major props to that. I think they did a great job. So yeah, I mean, there's really some intriguing questions we saw from this episode. We see that Discovery, again, is still intact after, again, 1,000 years. Basically confirming and showing that, okay, Discovery's not going to blow up. Or if it does blow up, it's going to be some sort of time loop or something, and all is going to be okay. It's not going to be permanently destroyed. I mean, it's going to be temporarily destroyed or something, or who knows. But, that's really interesting. That's kind of, we know about that. It shows that. And also we want to know, too, is why was Zora installed on the ship like this in the first place? And I think an explanation is that I think Zora is sort of an evolved version of a computer installed in Discovery, it's sort of a precursor, maybe, of sorts, talking computers we see in almost every Star Trek series, perhaps. As well as, I think this is so far in the future now, it's 1,000 years, that I think that basically the computers are running the starships, where I think they pretty much don't really need a crew anymore as well. It's like, I pretty much have the computer run the whole ship. So I think maybe Discovery, after a time, maybe had something like that. I don't know. It's really intriguing. So again, I really liked some of that as well. Again, it really gave some interesting things to think about in this episode. So yeah, and I really can't wait for the next one too. It looks like we're seeing more of the Kelpians and Saru's home planet based on the preview at the very end. So again, that's pretty exciting, great stuff. So yeah, what did you all think about this episode? Again, I really was very pleased with this one a lot. Definitely a lot better than the last episode for sure. And if this is any indication, I really can't wait for the next one. And again, we'll see. So, all right, again, so hope you all have a great rest of your night. And I will see you again another time. All right. See you later. Bye-bye.